it's finally here. I don't have a clever rhyme. Woo! Just getting everything. You can see my phone here very clearly. I'm pulling up the stream on my phone. See? There you go. Hello. Why are you singing? I'm excited. That's why. Also, hello, Aqua Eve. I don't fucking know. But yes, hello, my co-highs. Hope you're all doing well. Let me just turn the camera a little bit more. I hope you're all doing well. I'm your host, Tyranno Senpai, and welcome to today's reaction. Finally, the trailer for Godzilla Kong, the new Empire, is finally out. So I'm watching this on Dangerville. Just play the damn trailer. Well, hold on. Build up the suspense. So, a little bit of backstory. I was literally watching the new music video for Hell of a Well, actually, that's a lie. I've seen it dozens of times before. I've been rewatching it because that song has just been in my head. It's so beautiful, so beautifully animated. And then this pops up, and I'm like, what the fuck? Trailer must react. So this is kind of like an impromptu live stream. I swear to God, I swear. I was waiting till 5:30 to do this because that's what I thought the trailer was going to show, because that's like when the panel was showing at the CD, whatever the fuck it is. Like, I was waiting for that. I didn't expect it to be an hour and a half early. So this is kind of a last minute sort of thing that I had to do. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to stop babbling, and we're just going to watch the trailer that I'm not going to be able to monetize because Legendary and Toho are dicks. Alright, let's check it out. Legendary. Ooh, this looks cool. Alright. Ooh, that's interesting. The pyramids.
We believed that life could only exist
Mm-hmm.
on the surface of our planet.
Well, you were wrong. Interesting that... Oh, what the... Oh. Right, this is Kong's new thing from the poster.
What were we wrong about?
He has the Infinity Gauntlet. Alright. We got the leaf wings. This is Hollow Earth we're looking at, I'm assuming. There's Kong. The damn dirty ape.
Than we could possibly imagine.
New character. What is that? Is that the Scar King? Baby Kong!
What is that?
Babe, what the fuck? Oh man, we're off to a banging start, aren't we?
What could have done this?
Oh my. What the fuck? The Scar King? Don't know what those are. Look like death jackals, maybe? Who? Is this like a civilization? Hey, the conspiracy theorist is back.
Kong can't stop this on his own.
Gia?
He won't be alone.
Godzilla! Godzilla! Show him. Oh my god. It's just a civilization of Kongs. Oh, show it. Show me the breath. Don't tease me. Oh! Oh my god!
Welcome to my world. Is that a mini Kong?
Oh, go the fuck away, Wonka. I don't give a two shits of a rat's ass about you. Not, especially not after what we just saw. Oh my god.
Wonka.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, Wonka. Oh, god damn it. Walgreens too. You're not important. Oh my lord. Okay. Okay. Holy shit. Every time I think the MonsterVerse is at its best with these trailers, somehow it goes above that and beyond. I'm also now noticing you can see Rexy on just right there hiding in the corner. I lost my shit completely. Oh my god, that was awesome. Feels like kids playing with toys on a massive budget. Mmm. Okay. Fuck. That was incredible. David Rodriguez hyped. Yeah, you and me both, brother. That was. I can't wait for April. Let me get a drink of water. It looks more like a Kong focused film though, which is fine. I mean, yeah, but who knows? Maybe we might get a more Godzilla story focus down a later line. Let's go. Yeah, and my dude's rocking a purple fire atomic breath. That's new. It's always either been blue, red, or orange if it's Millennium. We've never seen purple before. That's interesting. It must be the power of the Hollow Earth or something. I wonder if the Godzilla design is permanent or like the Heisei's Rage at first. I'm assuming that the design is permanent, but the atomic effect of him glowing might just be because he's in the Hollow Earth. I imagine if he leaves, if he does leave the Hollow Earth, it'll go back to being the traditional blue. We're definitely getting into a more unrealistic film, which is fine though. Lol, I just got notification of Godzilla saying that this film will be the worst ever. Besides, I mean, yeah, I forgot Shin Godzilla was a thing, but he's a zombie. Of Godzilla guy saying that this was the worst. Well, yeah, I don't think so. This looks epic. Also, that shade of purple was different. This was more like a purplish pink. Oh man, I wonder if this is like meant to be like a. Well, let's actually talk about what we've seen in the trailer, starting with like this. This looks like a seismometer, which is like what geologists use to measure like earthquakes, and I know this because I watched Tremors. And whenever the graboids were nearby, the seismometer would start, going crazy. So I'm curious if this signifies like if a monster is rising from the earth, so like Godzilla or the Scar King, because it looks like the Scar King actually comes to the surface at one point. So I'm curious if there's going to be one battle with Kong and Godzilla, and then a battle with Godzilla and the Scar King. Like each one will get their own individual time against the Scar King, and then they'll come together, just like they did with Mechagodzilla. I can see why people don't like it, though. It definitely looks more goofy. It feels like the Showa era, but on a more grand scale. This is starting to feel more like Marvel than a typical Godzilla series. And then we get this beautiful shot of like these helicopters flying over a lagoon with these pillars along the shore. I'm wondering if these pillars here are supposedly like outposts, because if you look in the middle, it gets darker as we get progressively into the middle. So I'm wondering if this pit right here might be an entrance to the Hollow Earth, and my theory for that might also be confirmed in a later shot. And then we have all these other buildings over here, which I guess are meant to be like more outposts, and these are more like signs that the gate is here. This is interesting. The lore! I must know more! And I'm pretty sure a majority of the non-Hollow Earth shots were shot in Australia. So I'm wondering if this is the shot. And also, we know that from like early shots that there was going to be a chase scene in Australia. So like maybe we're going to see, well actually, we are going to see kaiju action in the cities. So, oh, fuck, I can't believe this. This is going to be so cool. Then we have the pyramids. Not sure what that's going to play into, but, you know, it's nice to see, you know, is it a wonder of the world, or is it only the ones in South America? I don't know. It definitely feels like this will be the new MCU, especially since the actual... yeah. Marvel fans, this is the new shit you should be getting into. Fuck Thor, fuck the Hulk, fuck Iron Man, fuck Spider-Man. Godzilla and Kong is where the shit is. And not to diss on like people that are actually into the Marvel universe. Like, I get it. But holy shit. Like, look at this. It looks like the ground caves in. So we know that the Scar King isn't the only Titan that's coming. We know that there's something called Shimu? Or something like that. I don't remember. That might be making an appearance, and they're doing a very clever job of hiding it. Gasp. You take that bat with Spider-Man? Never. Peter Parker is a knave. And it looks like we got some camels, maybe? Yeah, these look like camels. These small little flecks, they're camels. Running away from this fissure that's coming out of the desert. So this is probably South America. Or, I don't freaking know. I'm just excited to see more monster stuff. Then we have, you know, this shot of Hollow Earth. And again, it's just as trippy as ever. Where there's land on the bottom, land on the top. Like, what the fuck? Curious what happens with Kong's arm, though. Yeah, me too. But look at this. I can't tell if these are meant to be like entry points into the Hollow Earth, like there's multiple here, or if these are like waterfalls cascading down from the ceiling or the floor. I don't know. Gravity's weird about this. And we see like the leaf wings flying around, so good to know that these pesky little pterosaur wannabes are still around. Again, it's so trippy looking, the Hollow Earth. It's so bizarre. Like, holy shit. Alright, and yeah, and it looks like there's some other creatures running along the bottom. It's too hard to tell what they could be. They could be like hoofed mammals, like bison or something. But there is something else I'm just now noticing. If we go back, oh my god, I hate this monitor. There is something there, actually. Oh, wait, I completely forgot this trailer. So this does explain what's coming out of the ground. This is what looks like an entry point in Hollow Earth from Egypt. I can't believe I completely missed that. Because you can see like the blue light coming from down there. And then you have the massive fist of Kong bursting out of the ground. Like that. There we go. Now look at this. It kind of looks like Bumblebee, to be perfectly honest. And I'm curious, why does Kong have this? You know, I was really worried the MonsterVerse would end after GVK, but after that film, I realized it wasn't over. It was just the beginning. Also, I've just noticed, Look at this. Kong still has his scars from when he grabbed the helicopter in Kong Skull Island, when he was grabbing all those helicopters from the Griffin Co. The Griffin Squad, or whatever the hell they're called. The people that were led by Samuel L. Jackson and Loki's character. But interesting to see Kong with some battle armor. It's weird. Like, this is something you wouldn't normally expect from a more with the Infinity Gauntlet. Yeah. Like, you wouldn't expect this from a Kong sort of thing, but you know what? It's giving me Showa era Godzilla movie vibes, and you know what? I don't care, because I loved how wacky those films could be. I don't like how childish they could be, but I loved how balls to the wall insane they could be sometimes. Like Kong hanging from a bunch of balloons, or frickin' weather balloons that explode and cause heat waves and huge hurricanes. Or just freaking destroy all monsters as a concept was just all over the place. But my god, look at that! Kong just burst out of the ground with his Infinity Gauntlet sort of thing. Like, where did he get that? Were those remains from, were those remains of Mechagodzilla, perhaps? Like, they gave him some parts from the old Mechagodzilla arm and just painted it yellow and put it on him? Maybe. That could be it. Godzilla -1. A dark and serious film. Godzilla Kong New Empire. Showa era on a high budget. Oh, yeah. We get the seismometer, and then we go back to this shot here, because I just noticed one of the things that is on the floor here. That shape here, that's Kong. Like, you can tell that's Kong because it's moving with its front limbs going like that. So that's obviously Kong. And I'm assuming the things that are chasing him that we see later in the trailer are these things. Again, don't know what they are. They're probably the death jackals from the Skull Island comic, but I could be wrong. And then we have Kong just leaping from the ground, just going yoink, and coming down with a thunderous boom. And I gotta say, Kong looks amazing in this shot. The way his mouth is opened kind of reminds me of Peter Jackson's King Kong. Like, this looks more gorilla-like in stance and in nature. If you're gonna see Godzilla -1, watch Oppenheimer. I will never watch Oppenheimer. I love the Hollow Earth. Such an interesting idea. Because I know what Oppenheimer is. It's basically about the guy that made the atomic bombs. And I know that in real life history, that the man who made the atomic bombs instantly regretted it. Because he was like, what the hell have I done? Yeah, this new... And also, I think his beard, his salt and pepper beard, has grown out a little bit more. It used to just come down to the neck, but now it's actually coming down to his chest, but that could just be the way he's holding his head. But he looks fantastic in this shot. And also, the fur textures. Oh, man, the polygons on this. I'm imagining that the animators and designers had to have had their computers setting on fire with making Kong on this one, because these models and animations look fantastic. Look at that. And we see... I originally thought these were heaves, like the one we saw in Godzilla and Kong. No, it's actually some weird bug-looking robot thing. I'm imagining there are people inside it, because why else would this be here? I mean, the MonsterVerse has done crazier things, so I could just be eating my own foot right here. And we get more of these beautiful landscapes of the Hollow Earth. It's not just all green and sort of tropical. There is, like, hints of red and stuff, but that could just be the lighting. Kong looks like that muscle guy with the blue scars. I forgot his name. Muscle guy with the blue scars. I only know Muscle Man from regular show. I don't know who you're talking about. And we can see, like, on the rocks, there's very beautiful multicolored sediments. It kind of reminds me of Rainbow Hills from Path of Titans, if those who know. And that's my favorite location on the map. And we can see there's a river running down here along the side. Fantastic. You gotta love these shots. And then we have what I'm assuming is this bug-looking drone thing opening up from the back. And a new character. I don't know who this is, but you know what she looks like? She looks like Amanda Kirby from Jurassic Park. I highly doubt this is the same woman, but holy shit. Now that I see her, I can't get the line Eric Ben out of my head, or the constant screaming and being totally useless for the entire movie. His name is Scar. I know who it is, but also hello Terminator. And actually, there's another character. I don't know who any of these characters are. I just know that some of the cast from Godzilla vs Kong will be making a return in this, and we just saw a couple of them actually. But I don't know who these two are. If anyone can do a quick search, she's the same. That's the same. Wait. Oh, she just cut her hair. Never mind. I forgot her name though. Fuck. It's been such a long time. It's been a while since I watched Godzilla vs Kong. Give me a break. Hold on. Let me look her up real quick. Because by now they have to have the casting list. Kong the New Empire. Yeah. Let's see here. Rebecca Hall as Dr. Eileen Andrews. Is that her? I think it is. And we also got a new guy played by Dan Stevens as Trapper. I'm wondering if this is the guy in question, if that's Trapper. Thank God Millie Bobby Brown isn't in this, because she was like the worst character in the whole MonsterVerse. She was totally useless in Godzilla vs. Kong. I don't know why she was brought back. Come to think of it, all the characters from Team Godzilla were pretty useless. Like, all they did was briefly stall Mechagodzilla, and even then, that barely did anything. But interesting. So, obviously, she's back. And we see a baby Kong. Like, what? I remember after Godzilla vs. Kong, like almost immediately after, I started seeing posts and videos about a potential sequel being Son of Kong. I remember seeing those posts and theory videos that the next one was going to be about Kong finding a juvenile or a young individual of his species. I didn't think it would actually happen, though. I thought it was just people blowing smoke out of their ass. Oh, Kratos. That's who made Kong. That's who Kong reminds me of. Kratos. I'd never heard of that. But here he is, Son of Kong, I guess. And isn't he adorable? Although he does sport orange fur and not dark brown or gray fur like Kong does. So, I'm wondering if this is meant to be like the son of the Scar King, because he looks more closer to the Scar King than he does actual Kong. And look at those eyes. They show so much emotion. Like, damn. And also the bright green eyes. Oh my god. Could you imagine if this actually had like if it had Manila or Godzilla Jr. in this? That would be adorable. Not gonna lie, the CGI on the monkey doesn't look great. I mean, it looks fine. Maybe. But yeah, so now we have Son of Kong, I guess. But now that leaves me wondering, is Godzilla gonna have an heir to his throne? That would be something. Can we get the MonsterVerse interpretation of Godzilla's son without being derpy, stupid, and unlikable? Although I will say the Heisei version was actually pretty competent. But yeah, that's interesting. Baby Kong. It would be interesting if we found out the baby is the son of Scar King and Scar was abusive toward. And Kong adopts him. That would be so. I think it's clear that Kong isn't gonna die in this movie. Touching white right now, because at that point, who is this baby Kong going to see as a father figure? Because I'm pretty sure none of those other Kongs that we see earlier are more dominant than actual Kong is. What if Scar King and one of the Kong special had a baby? I don't like that. I mean, Scar King looks like he's the only type of Kong in his kind, and he's ruling over Kong's normal species, like actual Kong. I'm just saying Kong so many times. Kong, 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 Kong. So it's possible that the juvenile Kong might actually be a hybrid between the Scar King and a normal Kong. I'm noticing as I'm saying it, I'm putting an H right next to the K. So it's Kong. What if its baby is young Scar King? I don't think it is. Just based on the fact that the Scar King looks so much older than that. And also Scar King, supposedly, has been around a lot longer than any other Kong. That's why he looks so old and he has this sort of energy about him. Then we have what looks like the main cast exploring the Hollow Earth. We have Tracker? Yeah, I think that's who he is. Tracker. You know, just giving a line of dialogue. I'm keeping it on mute because I'm already copyright claimed, so I don't know why I'm bothering. So with that, I think we should actually listen to the dialogue.
The world has more secrets than we could possibly imagine.
I mean, we already know that because of the Hollow Earth.
Now and then.
Yeah, this is definitely not Scar King. This is definitely like one of his offspring.
What is that?
So this is him just looking up at like the cliffside up there. So if you didn't know Spider-Man, which I don't, but in Spider-Man 2, Kraven, the hunter goes to New York to find a worthy opponent since he's dying of cancer. So basically the Scar King is getting old and he's looking for a new challenger to take up his throne. Well, then again, this guy killed Kongs and Godzillas. So I don't think this will be a rite of passage sort of deal. But look at this. This shot is a very reminiscent of Kong Skull Island and, of course, Godzilla vs. Kong, where there seems to be a giant red handprint on something. In Kong, it was on the side of a cliff. In Godzilla vs. Kong, it was on the door. Now it looks like it's on this temple that's been built here. I'm assuming by the people that are indigenous or were indigenous here, although saying that there do appear to be a type of people living down here, which is very shocking. And it also confirms that there are human settlements in the Hollow Earth. And we also have this here, which looks like more of like a modern structure. I don't know what that is, though. So I'm curious if Kongs and their subspecies mark their territory by putting bloody or red juice, red liquid of some kind, onto walls. Like to tell other Kongs, this is my territory, fuck off. I just think that'd be a cool idea for Scar, a titan who wants to kill Kong and Godzilla for a worthy opponent, as Kong struggles to protect his planet or try to bond with something close to his kind. But yeah, look at this. This is... And also the fingers appear to be a bit longer, so this is definitely Scar King. Because he's a bit more lankier than Kong. And then Kong, he's just going deeper. I guess he's going deeper into the Hollow Earth, and he's using a very familiar tool to get down. If you look closely, you can see it. That's the axe. That's the axe that Kong used in his battle against Godzilla and Mechagodzilla. I thought we'd seen the last of that axe in Hong Kong. I thought that thing was left behind after the battle. But I guess Kong's like, nah, fuck it. I'm still going to use it. I'm still going to disrespect Godzilla that way. But yeah, he's using the axe to brace his fall. Because you can see it slam into the wall and it makes a flint. Scar's reminding me a lot of the Predator and Kraven. New Godzilla. Yes, yes, yes. But yeah, he's going down this deep, dark tunnel, which he crashes down into, and it looks like this is the inside of the temple that we see. And it is lined with these beautifully colored stones that are actually absolutely massive. Because when you think about it, Kong is almost 400 feet tall in these movies now. He's like 390 feet, unless he's gotten bigger since the last time. Although, there is a certain point when mammals hit a stage in their growth when they stop. Like, we as people, and mammals in general, we're born, we grow, and then when we reach a certain stage, we stop completely. But with reptiles, like Godzilla, they're born, they eat, and they grow continuously throughout their lives. Even as adults, they get bigger. So I'm curious if Kong has finally reached his full size in here, or if he's already reached full size in Godzilla vs. Kong. Either way, you gotta say, these stones are over twice his height. This is a big cave. Damn, I love Godzilla new form. Oh, me too, buddy. Me too, man. And you can make out skeletons along the bottom here. And we get a pretty graphic image of what's happened. These are all the skulls of Kongs that are lying around. You can see skulls, you can see sternums and rib cages. It's a pretty violent and depressing scene. I'm wondering if these were like alpha Kongs, like dominant males that challenged the Scar King, and he just obliterated them all. It's kind of a sad image to see. And then we got this. Oh my god. We have a gigantic cavern that might as well be the size of a freaking tiny continent. And there are hundreds of Kongs. What the hell? Where have these guys been? The last of the Kongs were thought to have died out on Skull Island. Like, I thought it was just going to be the Scar King and the baby. No. There's a whole freaking colony of them down here. And it's a fantastic thing. Like, damn. This also makes me wonder if there are any more Godzilla, or if the one we have seen consistently throughout the MonsterVerse is the last of his kind. Like, there are no more. He's the only one left. If that is the case, then that's a very sad thing to think about. But look at all that. And they're all gathered around these lava falls and all that. And just... unbelievable. And then we get, we've seen this shot before. This new Godzilla reminds me of... Yes, it definitely reminds me of Godzilla 2000 with the purple dorsal fins. Yes. We've seen this shot before. It's a Scar King. We saw that in the teaser that came out earlier this year. We have more of these death jackal things running around. My theory is that the two Kong species were allies, but Scar had some unspeakable power from the Hollow Earth and made the Skull Island Kong turn against him, which makes him leave. Yeah, that could be. But yeah, we see Kong being chased by these giant dog-looking things. and very nasty. Look at that. They have just two giant ass claws on the front of their paws. And he just makes a leap for it. Like, wee! And we obviously know he's probably going to make it, but I don't. Who is this character? Like, who is this? I need answers. Is this Gia? Or, no. The hair looks too long. But maybe it's some sort of priestess? I don't know. It's clearly someone very important because of the clothes they're wearing. And we see all these people. These are very clearly the people that are indigenous here. They kind of remind me of like people wearing old clothes back in the times, like these remind me of like those church cartoon things where you would watch, like, very beautifully animated retellings of the story of the death of Jesus Christ. Like, this is what those robes look like. They are very clearly a primitive civilization. It's all the monsters, Godzilla monsters. I bet she's new and is gonna be the villain. I think the Scar King will kill off the other Kongs. I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised. Yeah, we have all these people, and then we have these guys. I think these are the main cast, being led by men with spears. Yeah, look, it's them. So we have Bernie. Yeah, Bernie from the Titans Truth podcast. Here. He's got a new haircut. That looks shorter than before. I wonder if he's still, like, paranoid about the world, as some conspiracy theorists are. And we have Tracker. I can't remember the name. And these guys with the spears. This is very, very interesting. The lore. I wonder what this is. It looks like, you know what this reminds me of? Before we talk about that, this reminds me of Godzilla, City on the Edge of Battle. Because in that film, the two Mothra priestess had a giant wall in the caverns with a giant hieroglyphic of Mothra and her egg. The people remind me of the underground people from Godzilla vs. Megalon. Oh! No, that's Gamera. The future... choose your words carefully, Tyler. I don't remember, because it's been such a long time since I watched Godzilla vs. Megalon, and I've only watched the Gemstone Godzilla vs. Megalon when it first came out. I haven't watched it since. So the Sealanderans. I don't fucking. Oh, wow, I'm completely drawing a blank. Seatopians got there eventually. Thank God. Yeah, but I highly doubt we're going to see Megalon in this film. Could you imagine if the MonsterVerse... Well, actually, then again, the Gemstone Megalon was pretty cool, and it did take itself a lot more seriously than what we got in the Showa era. So I'm curious if this giant wall here is like an ancient relic or the source of why Godzilla is turning purple. Because this looks like it's just pent up energy. Like the one we saw in Kong's throne room with all the other axes. And then we have... Now, Tyler. Saying thank you to Terminator. Yeah, thank you, Terminator. Oh my god, I was drawing a blank. Then we have this shot of what appears to be a new... Oh. That guy. That guy right there. He is very, very dead. Haha, he won't. Look at this. This guy is no longer existent. He's just a pile of blood on the floor. He has just been purged from this existence by a giant pincer. And we got all these people running and hiding, in traditional kaiju fashion. What is this guy thinking he's going to do riding a bike? It's just slightly faster than running, if at all. Oh no. I didn't even notice that port. Neither did I. This guy doesn't even exist anymore. He's just red mist on the road, and he's being piled down hard into the ground. Like he's just under a pile of rubble. Actually, no, the guy does drop the bike. It looks like, and oh, wow, this lady here, God bless her. She is probably shitting herself right now with how close to death she was. I wonder where this is. Is this Australia or is this somewhere else? This doesn't look Australian. This looks European. It looks kind of Italian. I could be wrong. And we have Kong coming up here, watching Gia climb up the. These are very thin steps, by the way. I'm sorry. Oh, it's Brazil. Okay, the guy on the bike is gonna be the next guy on the scooter from Dominion. No, that guy, that crosswalk guy was definitely the Dominion guy. But anyway, as I was saying, there's no way I could climb up these stairs. I'm a clumsy motherfucker. I walk on my toes and not on my flat feet like a normal person. I walk up these stairs. I'm going to fall and I'm going to die because that does not look like a very safe step. But I love the design here. And we have Gia sticking her hand out. I don't know what this miss could be. But Gia, it's been a few years. When did Godzilla vs. Kong came out in 2021? Yeah, I think so. 2021. Wait, they're in Brazil. Tyler. No. You're going to Brazil meme. I don't know what that is. Yeah, she's grown up a little bit. I wonder if she's gotten any more acting roles since Godzilla vs. Kong, because that was her first one. So it's nice to see that she's back for this film. And if you guys didn't know, she is actually deaf. The actress is actually deaf. Which is very commendable, I find. And we have what looks like a shot of the Arctic or Antarctic. And boom. Boom. We see the unmistakable silhouette of the King of the Monsters encased in ice. Now, this isn't the first time Godzilla's been encased in ice. In Godzilla Raids Again, he was trapped in ice by, the Japanese self-defense forces. And then he came out of it in the following film, King Kong vs. Godzilla, also a random thing. But Peter Griffin is in Fortnite now, and I'm not... Okay, that is random. Let's see. I'm trying to think. He wasn't encased in ice, but in Son of Godzilla, he and Manila were forced to hibernate as the island was snowing. And I think in Godzilla vs. Destroyer, they kind of use something, freezer weapons on him. Godzilla Monsters 2019. What happened to all the monsters? I have no idea. I think Godzilla just put them all to sleep. He's the only one that's still awake. And then more recently, Godzilla Final Wars, he was encased in ice at the start of the movie. And then near the end, he was revived. So this isn't the first time our monstrous friend here has been put in ice. In fact, in the original beginning of Godzilla 2014, he was supposed to actually be found encased in ice. But then I think Captain America or something like that was coming out at that time. And they decided they didn't want something too similar. So now I guess they're finally exploring that territory. And look at that. He's receiving some sort of power from the Hollow Earth. I'm wondering... Those guys don't matter. But I'm wondering if this is in the Hollow Earth. Because clearly, this doesn't look like something straight from, like, the surface world. Like, where would this energy be coming from? And then we just hear the line, like, Kong won't be fighting this battle alone. They stole Shin Godzilla's beam color. What do you think about its strange color for me? I don't think they stole it, because it's not exactly the same. It's more of a pinkish purple. But look at that. This is beautiful. You can see like his skin crackling and lighting up. Like his eyebrows are actually starting to glow now. That didn't used to be a thing. And then that eye. Look at the you can see the pupil. Like there's the iris right there. And that dark patch right there, that's the pupil. Oh my, and the moment he opens his eye, the ice starts to crack. He explodes out of the ice like a geyser has just exploded. If Zerazawa was here, what would his reaction be to Godzilla's new form and him teaming up with Kong? Oh, I have no idea, man. He would be exhilarated, I'm imagining. But we just have this amazing shot of just Godzilla exploding out of the ice. And it looks beautiful. He kind of, you know what? Now that I look at him, the way his atomic energy is now being displayed reminds me of the eyes of the Muto. Like with how very streak-like they were. Like this looks like the Mutos. Now look at this. The lights go all the way down from his eye. From the spikes behind it, all the way down his back. I see a lot of people liking this trailer, but some people don't like it. And I get it. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but I think this is going to be fantastic. The Scar King could be wearing the spine of a Kong. Maybe. But yeah, look at that. I love the purple. I was a bit hesitant when I saw the leaks of like the package art for some of the toys. But looking at this, yeah, it's not terrible. Although I will say the model looks a bit rough. I'm so happy about Godzilla's transition. I don't know how he considered himself female. I didn't know he considered. It might not even be that he's considering himself a female. It just might be the color of the energy he's getting now. Because Godzilla's atomic breath has been different, like throughout the throughout the Godzilla franchise. Like in points, it was blue. It's been purple before, just not this shade. But the CGI kind of looks a bit rough. I mean, it could just be the way his skin like is covered in ice. I hate that people are making fun of the color. I mean, purple, okay, but red, it would be awesome. It was a joke. I mean, yeah, I was kind of expecting Godzilla to eventually get the red, but this is pretty okay, actually. But this CG, it's a bit rough. Kind of looks like something from an Asylum movie. But again, it probably is just because of the ice in between his scales. And it actually looks a little bit better from here. Look at that. Look at the... Oh my god, he looks gorgeous! Yeah, that's what I mean in the CG. He looks a bit bad here. He looks like a lot of Space Godzilla. Oh yeah, he kind of does look like Space Godzilla, in a way. And his dorsal fins are a different shape now. They don't look like the traditional Godzilla dorsal fins anymore. They now look like Godzilla 2000's dorsal fins, where they're more jagged. I wonder if this design is 100% based on that Godzilla design. I would not be surprised, because the color and the shape of the dorsal fins, it kind of adds up. I'm very shocked that the breath isn't orange like the Millennium Godzilla. But you know what? It looks awesome. And the shot of him coming out of the ice, oh, fantastic. It's what we've been waiting for. We've seen that shot before. Ah, okay. This kind of looks like a horror film shot. Look at this. It looks creepy. But yeah, it looks like there is some sort of spine here. It looks like it could be a Kong. But then again, it looks like it might be a bit longer. This could actually be like a Warbat's spine or something. I don't know. But he looks gnarly. And then we see all of these Kongs down here. Yeah, they definitely don't look like a full-grown Kong. Like, we see a full-grown Kong over here. That's our Kong. It's King Louie. Yeah, there's our Kong. And these are all the other ones. So maybe in this, when Kong finds them, they all kind of come to him. Y'all acting like you'll be watching the movie frame by frame. I mean, that's because I'm trying to break down what we're seeing so we can get an idea of what's happening. But yeah, so maybe Kong, when he first finds them, they're very curious about him because they've never seen him before. And Kong is just like flabbergasted because he's finally found more of his species. I mean, if we could look over here, there's the baby. And also, all of these Kongs are marked. You can see red across their chests and shoulders. So they're kind of wearing like some sort of tribal paint, like Native Americans or um, some people from other countries. That I'm trying to find a politically correct term that doesn't make them sound like savages, because I don't think that way. But these look like tribal paintings that are marked on them, and we see the Scar King come down, and all these other Kongs are afraid. Like one of them just starts getting down on the floor right here. The Marvels is the lowest Marvel opening ever. I bet this will be the highest MonsterVerse one. I mean, you never know. And we see the Scar King just in all his glory, and he looks nasty. So he doesn't have the spine along his side here, but this doesn't look like a. This could be a Warbat or some other Titan that's Serpentine or something. I don't know, but he's bald. It looks very, very old and decrepit. This is definitely not a Kong where you see, and his spit is glowing for some reason. Ooh, that could be the Hollow Earth energy we've been seeing throughout. But he just looks gnarly and nasty. And it looks like we're going to Brazil with this guy because he actually does come to the surface. I have to say, Scar King sounds creepy. Oh, yeah. Oh. What if Scar King is not the villain, but the Titan from the Brazil scene is? I mean, I'm assuming Scar King is gonna die in this movie. Like, there's no way he's not gonna. But it's interesting. So we're gonna see Scar King and that other Titan come to the surface and wreak havoc in the city. I'm very curious to see where it's gonna go. And then we see kind of like this -1-esque scene of Godzilla's dorsal fins lighting up. He looks like the Monkey King from that terrible Monkey King movie. Yes, the Monkey King from the Monkey King. His dorsal fins lighting up, slowly going up his back. His eyes are glowing purple. He's looking back. Probably looking at Kong or the Scar King at this point. Cuts to black. Kong ushering out of roar. Probably for him bursting out of Egypt now. I'm assuming. And then Godzilla firing a new variant of the atomic breath, which is now a bright purplish pink color. And you know what? I'm still a little bit bummed that it's not the red atomic breath, but at the same time, I'm open to new stuff. And this looks amazing. I'm wondering if Kong's going to keep his axe in this fight, or if it gets destroyed in one confrontation. And if that's the case, what will happen if Godzilla blasts his breath on the axe? Or do you think that Godzilla and Kong are going to fight initially? I don't know. I feel like Godzilla might instigate a fight to see how far Kong has gotten. I don't know. It's still kind of out in the open for me. And we have what looks like... Oh, it's Godzilla bursting out of the ground. You know what he looks like? There's a T-Rex in Dinosaur King that gets battle armor that looks like this. But yeah, we see him burst out of the ground, kind of like he does in Monarch Legacy of Monsters, as we've seen in the trailer. And we're going to get to Monarch after this. But we see Godzilla getting up from the ground. He takes a step up. Huh. Look at these toes. They don't look like a sauropod's foot. Like, these toes look like they're more separated now. They look more like a traditional theropod. But saying that, these feet look pretty normal, but I don't know. It's too hard to tell, but these toes look more like a theropod than a sauropod now. But yeah, Godzilla has received quite the glow up since we've last seen him. And then we kind of get like a full look at the design. Kong with his new Infinity Gauntlet. We got these crystals over here. Yeah, Kong with the gauntlet. Where did that come from? Is this a part of Mechagodzilla or is it something else? I don't know. Then Godzilla with a slick new design with the purple dorsal fins. He looks like he's been taking the vegan diet because he looks a little thin. It's not too bad. Maybe Godzilla and Shin are a strange combination. Maybe Godzilla consumed the radiation when the Japanese government got rid of Shin's body. Well, that's the thing. Shin Godzilla and this series are not canon with each other, so Shin Godzilla wouldn't be a thing in the MonsterVerse. And I hope to God it stays that way. This is a Saturday morning Godzilla cartoon if it was a movie. I love it. The toys definitely screwed up the proportions. He doesn't look as thin as the toys do, or if he is, it's pulled off a lot better in the actual model from the movie than the toy actually does. But we see them running, I'm assuming at the Scar King, and it just looks epic as all hell, seeing our two favorite titans like charging the enemy together. And there's this title card, Godzilla the New Empire, coming out in 2024. And then the final shot we get is, the juvenile Kong and Bernie making like a line. Is like, is that a mini Kong? Loving the running scene. Oh yeah, it looks great. And he kind of looks pretty proud of himself. Like, yeah, I'm Mini Kong. What's up? I love that Kong so much. I can't wait. And there you go. That is the new trailer for Godzilla Kong, the New Empire. But we're not done with the MonsterVerse yet. There is one other trailer that actually came out today. ZSH MonsterVerse new Godzilla and Kong and Scar will be expensive. That's why I'm hoping Haya also makes one, because theirs is going to be a hell of a lot cheaper. But we're not done yet. There is a new Legacy of Monsters mid-season trailer that did come out with some new stuff that we're going to be checking out. So I'm just going to turn off window capture real quick. And I'm going to find that trailer. Monarch Legacy of Monsters. There it is. Godzilla Kin the New Empire. The only Godzilla I know is like a puppet show, I think. And I've just now seen that Jurassic Master has also made a video on this. So, now that we've checked out Godzilla and Kong the New Empire trailer, excuse me, why don't we take a look at the new mid-season trailer for Monarch Legacy of Monsters? Let me put it up. There we go. Okay.
Your grandparents, they created something extraordinary.
Tim!
They were fearless
So we've
enough
seen
to
this.
believe
We've
that
seen
the
this.
world is
And that.
so much more vast than we could possibly imagine.
What's Monarch?
Monsters are
Also, I have seen this trailer before, but there is new stuff.
You knew these things existed.
This is your legacy.
The world is on fire.
Something happened that Monarch didn't want us to know about.
It's a map.
Yeah, but what is it a map of?
We can do this together. We can figure it out.
Yep. Us shouting, Tim needs to be a meme.
Orders from Monarch anymore.
When will they put Destroyer
Time to cowboy up.
and the Ion Dragon?
We are looking at a wave of Titan events, threatening the lives of 7 billion people.
What if the 3 could save the 7 billion?
Yeah. Monarch Legacy of Monsters. And there you go. So, look, when will they put Destroyer or Gigan or Batra on the MonsterVerse? It's not hard. Well, I think the next standalone Godzilla thing is this Monarch Legacy of Monsters. But I don't think the MonsterVerse will be over after Godzilla and Kong. It really does depend. But I'm assuming that one of these days Godzilla will get his own standalone movie again. I think it would be better if Destroyer was the Thanos of the MonsterVerse, building him up over the course. Yeah, like I think that Destroyer would be like the final boss of the MonsterVerse. So I guess now the only thing we could do is take a look at some of the new shots that we haven't seen. This might have been in the trailer before, but we have young Shaw. We have Dr. William Randa and his wife. I forgot her name already. It's been a while since I've watched the episodes. I haven't been rewatching them, and I'm kind of feeling bad for it. But this is obviously a new photo. Actually, no, it's not even a photo. It's literally just like an actual shot of them in front of the camera. Here. And we have Tim! We have Tim! Talking about like how I wonder if this might actually be the next episode. The cab. Like, this might actually be the next episode. Now that, like, for spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen the latest episode, Monarch actually catches Shaw, May, Kate, and Kentaro. They're both now been caught by Monarch. So I'm wondering if Tim here is now talking with them. Tim! Yes, everyone join the Tim revolution. Tim! What if I just randomly started calling all of my co-highs just Tim from now on? Hello, Tim! That'd be something. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. But he's going on like how the world is a lot bigger and unknown than they think, and that that their family has like a whole legacy. We've seen this shot before. This was in the second episode that came out, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah, because this is where they found Godzilla's foot. And this is from the second episode as well. Is it from the second? Yeah, that's from the second episode. The one we just saw Godzilla's foot. I think that was episode 3. Don't put me on the cross. I have to rewatch these episodes because I'm starting to lose it. We have these new Muto eggs. I know, and I'm not talking about like the Mutos from 2014, but just giant, massive, unidentified terrestrial organisms. We've seen this. This looks like it could also be the new episode that's coming up, because this looks like, unless this was the previous episode, because this looks like the thing from Monarch on their monitor, and that's the radiation spike where they saw in Utah, which is where Godzilla is. We've seen this shot. This is San Francisco. I do kind of miss the Mutos. Me too, but you know what? They were bitches anyway. And I guess Monarch is trying to explain themselves, like trying to defend the fact that they are trying to save people from Titan incidents. We have this shot here once again of Godzilla in San Francisco, and Kate, like being the drama bitch that she is, like saying, "So you knew these things were here all along," and I'm like, obviously. We haven't seen this yet. This might be the San Francisco shot, so this could be the next episode, actually. Like, if we get a flashback moment. Maybe. I don't know. The world is on fire. Yeah, we've heard that line before. Not sure what that means, though. Like, is he talking... This doesn't look like Kate, so I'm assuming it's the new Monarch representative. I don't remember her name. It started with a V, I think. It's a very weird name, so I'm obviously not going to remember it. And then we have these soldiers here, wandering around the streets. This was the shot that we saw Was it the shot we saw in Legacy of Monsters in the previous episode? I thought it was just the one chopper, with the entrance to the Hollow Earth down here. Goddamn, people need to chill. They're making memes about Godzilla color. Are they really? We saw this episode. This was the tragic moment when our good man Duho met his end. May he rest in peace. He was a real one. He will be immortalized in the Monarch Hall of Fame. I'm just curious how this will all tie to King of the Monsters, Godzilla vs. Kong, and Godzilla Kong New Empire. Yeah, I mean, so am I. And then we get this shot. We've seen it in the trailers a dozen times before. It's Kentaro showing a map of the world, and I'm assuming these light dots along here are locations to like Monarch outposts, or when, or like places to where Titans are dormant. But there aren't very many. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are very few Titans that have actually been found at this point. We have more shots of Shaw in the arms of an angel. Oh, the song. We have... I wonder if this is before the woman dies. Or did she somehow survive that incident with the bug Titans? And I'm curious if they had a relationship. Like with the way they're holding each other like this. To add to the drama. Because this is a very dramatic driven show. And apparently they discover that Godzilla isn't dead because they are rudely disturbed by him rising out of the sea. So it looks like they'll be reassured that the monster that was exploded turns out didn't die. And look at that. Look at this. They're just shook. Like their dock is just flying around like a rubber duck. I could definitely say I remember all those characters unlike 2014. Like, do you remember one character besides Walter White? Godzilla looks like 20,000 era, but not the color. I mean, Godzilla now looks like the Millennium Godzilla, I will admit. The characters I remember are Bryan Cranston's character, Joe Brody. Oh my god, it was such a bad idea for him to die so soon in the movie. Like, he carried that in the first part of the movie. Like, goddamn, he shouldn't have died. Ford Brody, he was the most boring protagonist in any Godzilla movie in history. His wife, I'm actually struggling with her name. Elle? I think her name is Elle, like L-E, but without the I, so Elle. God damn, they couldn't have picked a better actress than her? Jesus. Their son, Sam? Yeah, Sam. Dr. Sarazawa. Dr. Graham. Give the film a chance. I mean, 2014 Godzilla was okay. I just hate the main character because he was... Dude was ready to die. Yeah, it's kind of ironic. The first film of the MonsterVerse is just kind of okay. Yeah. And I think King of the Monsters is underrated. I think the reason why people didn't like it is because they didn't grow up actually watching the old Godzilla movies. Like, I saw King Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, before I watched any of the other well, actually, no, I lied. Up until that point, I had seen the Godzilla animated series. I had seen Godzilla 1998. I've seen Mothra versus Godzilla, the one from the first time they fought each other. And then I saw Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, and then I saw Godzilla 2014, and then King of the Monsters. So I was aware that King Ghidorah was a thing. So I'm like, I was a fan of that movie, so I'm actually kind of glad that they came back. I wish Joe survived and became a regular character of the MonsterVerse, like Millie Bobby Brown and the others. Well, thank God that Millie Bobby Brown only stayed for 2 movies, because now she's gone. I'm talking about Godzilla vs. Kong Empire. Okay, yeah, I get it. Like, the trailer's just giving us a taste. Like, actually give the movie a shot before you judge it. Like, the trailers only exist to give us a preview. And then we have, I'm guessing, Shaw saying that he won't follow Monarch's orders. So I'm assuming he was talking to Tim? Or someone else. Which is very admirable. She might come back. Oh, I hope not. Oh my god, I hate her so much. I don't hate her as an actress. I just hate her character in the MonsterVerse. Like, she was somewhat useful in King of the Monsters, where she lured King Ghidorah away into Boston. Nearly died in the process, though. But oh my god, she was the weakest link in the MonsterVerse so far. Explosive. So I'm wondering if there's going to come a point in the show where a Titan appears and they're going to try to blow it up. Why? She's just so useless and so infuriating. That's why. We've seen this shot there's our men. Pay our respects to Duho. A moment of silence while we respect the fallen. And we're moving on now. And so the Ion Dragon wasn't just a one-off. It looks like we're going to be seeing it again. Whether or not this takes place during the present or the past, I don't know. But it'd be interesting to see if it's still alive. Because, like, why did Godzilla let that thing live? And it looks like we see a young a young Shaw, like, running from what looks like a lightning bolt. This new shot of, clearly, Godzilla rising out of the ground. I'm assuming this might be the next episode. I'd be very surprised if Godzilla didn't make an appearance in the 5th episode. Because we kind of need him to show up again. He has been taking kind of an absence in this show. We see this, which looks like the gate of Hollow Earth being, like, violently opened. We see this, I forgot her name again, saying the Titans will cause the extinction of like 7 billion people, but then there are 3 people who might save it, so 3 people. What happened to 4? Does one of them die? Or does one of them just say, fuck this shit, I'm out? I don't know. Maybe they're talking about the younger cast and they're excluding Shaw just because he's their pain in the neck. I think we've seen this in the 1st episode where it was like a drill. Oh, this is new. Well, the show isn't Godzilla focused. It's about finding more. I know it is, but it's like, damn, are we going to see new Godzilla stuff? Like, we know about the Castle Bravo test, and we know about everything that happened after that. But what about what happened after 2014, immediately after? But yeah, that's Bill Randa, and that's the son, whose name is escaping me. I don't think they ever call him by name, do they? I don't think so. Like, just embracing him. This looks like a space shuttle, but I'm imagining they're actually, like, going down a hole in the ground, because I don't think they're going to space. I think they're going down that entrance. I think that entrance point in Alaska might be a bigger plot point than I originally thought. In fact, I think we might be going back there at some point. But yeah, look at that. It looks like they're actually going through a Hollow Earth portal. How are they going to get out of this? I'm curious. There's no way they can get out of this by themselves. Like, what's happening here? Wait, didn't they say the wife was pregnant while he was gone for World War II? No. Because they met after World War II. Looks like another Bill Randa moment here. It could be. Yeah, that's young Bill Randa. Oh, this was that shot with all the people coming into the space shuttle looking thing. This is that moment from the other trailers we've seen. It's when we get that shot again of Godzilla rising from the earth. We see May and Kentaro dodging the Jeep. And I think we see what happens to the wife. In the end, it looks like the adult Titan that was like the mother of these eggs has found her. And I think we're actually going to see her die, which is kind of sad to think about. Oh no, I was thinking Wreck-It Ralph's character in Skull Island. My bad. Oh, you know what? Funny thing. Disney Plus actually removed Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet. Like, they removed it, and they asked why it wasn't on Disney Plus anymore, and the literal guy who runs Disney was like, a Wreck-It Ralph sequel? What do you mean a Wreck-It Ralph sequel? Like, they realized that they committed a sin and just decided to hide it like it never existed. And I just find that hilarious. Like, you can't erase that. People know it exists. And there's that Ion Dragon again. It looks like at the Hollow Earth entry point. So, is this in Alaska or is this somewhere else? I don't know. Yeah, I know. I'm so glad. That sequel sucks. I mean, positive messaging, but the execution, eh. But look at this shot of Godzilla right here. Oh, man. He looks a lot like his 2019 design with the bigger dorsal fins. And he's just... And I think we're going to get a proper kaiju battle in this series, which is something I was actually worried about, if we were going to see a kaiju fight or not. And it looks like we're going to get it. With Godzilla and the Ion Dragon, which I'm really excited about. Like, there's no way Godzilla's going to lose this. We know he doesn't lose because, well, hello, he's still alive. And actually, just noticing that the Ion Dragon has a broken horn. Interesting. And also, this thing looks pretty weak. I imagine one hit from the atomic breath and it might be finished. I mean, because look how thin and frail that thing is. I'm sad they left one important Titan out from Alaska. The Alaskan bullworm. Oh, yeah, from SpongeBob. The Alaskan bullworm! Who could forget that? But yeah, and there you have it. The new mid-season trailer for Monarch Legacy of Monsters. So there you have it. 2 MonsterVerse trailers in one day, broken down and reacted to, I suppose. I am not going to make any monetization from this because Legendary and Toho are going to be buttholes about it. So this is my middle finger to both of them. So I don't know if the stream will actually be available tomorrow, to be perfectly honest. I think it might be gone. It might be hit by so many claims or copyright strikes that I don't even know. But yeah, there you go. This was the reaction to Godzilla Kong, the New Empire. The superhero era is over. Time for kaijus and monsters. And of course, Monarch Legacy of Monsters. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. If you did, leave a like, subscribe today, hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything new. All my links are in the link tree, in the description down below. And until next time, this is Tyrannosapi signing off. Please do subscribe and, watch my vids. I really need the money. Alright then, take care now. Bye-bye then.